Hello my friends, thank you for tuning in. Since I started making these videos, a couple of you asked me why am I doing this? And to be honest, apart from me liking YouTube as a platform, I don't really have a goal and it feels very freeing. As someone who is a multipotentialite, meaning I have way too many interests, I always felt really pressured by society and when I was younger also by my parents to pick something I really like and focus on it, basically to have a niche for my life. And it took me 30 years of trial and error, of extensive self-reflection and personal development to, first of all, accept the way my brain works, but also to create systems thanks to which I can keep myself excited and motivated, and at the same time to build a strong foundation for, so to say, worldly success. So to answer the question, what is this YouTube channel about? It's the first time I'm giving myself full permission to stop thinking about the niche, about the goal, about selling something. I just want to create and I just want to share with you stories from my life and what I have learned on my journey so far. So if you are someone who has a lot of interest and you are frequently changing your focus, I feel your pain and I know how stigmatizing it can feel when other people see you constantly creating these new Facebook pages or Instagram accounts for all your different areas of interest. I'm nowhere an expert, but I would love to share with you 5 things that have really helped me and gave me peace in how to navigate being a multipotentialite. The first one would be accept that this isn't it. And by this, I mean your current point of hyperfocus. It isn't it, and it never will be. And you need to find peace with it. You know how much time I wasted in my life by convincing myself and convincing people around me that this time I really know this is what I want to be when I grow up. This is what I will stick with forever. And it was never like that. Not everyone is wired like that. Second advice, try as many things as you want without guilt or shame. This process is very valuable and don't stop yourself and don't let anyone stop you. Because this is your time of research, of figuring out what you like, what you don't like, where you shine, where you don't shine, and which areas of your interest actually stick. You need to observe to which ones you return over and over again. And after you had your time for exploration and trying whatever you want without guilt or shame, then there will be a time of reflection. Then there will be a time to zoom out and deciding what unites them, what unites all of your passions. For example, my passions are dance and movement, teaching, nutrition, cooking. I like working with women. I went to film school, so I'm interested in film and in music and in spirituality. Spirituality is also a big one. So when I zoomed out on all these interests, I realized, I think my foundation is holistic health through movement and nutrition and spirituality and art. Art is always there because I'm also a performer and dancer. So holistic health and art, that's sort of the foundation. And I'm sure if you zoom out on your variety of interests, there will be a foundation for you from which you can bounce off. And you can bounce off to number 4 is creating systems. Want to define the core of all your interests, then write them down. Because if you're a scatterbrain, I'm not really sure if I have ADHD or if I'm just a multipotentialite. I think the line there is very blurry. In order for us to protect ourselves from ourselves, because as a multipotentialite, what often can happen is that we try one thing, but because we don't have that staying and lasting power to finish one thing for a really long time, our brain needs more stimulation. We tend to drop it and do something else. It's not that we don't like or enjoy the first thing, it's just that craving of variety. So it's really important to have really a list of priorities and of the things you like so you can cycle through them and so you don't forget about them, because this is the way you can be successful and this is the way you can develop parallelly in many different things. So you will become a jack of all trades and a master of some. It's not true that you will be a master of none. You truly can become a master of some, but only if you cycle your interests and come back to them. I used to fall into that trap back in the day when I still believed that there is one path, one career for me, that when I tried a new thing and it didn't work out because my brain just craved something new, I would think, oh, this is it, this is not a thing for me, I'm leaving this behind forever and I'm completely turning away and doing this other thing. That's why it's important to have a system of organized variety, organized chaos, in which you can jump around, you can keep your brain interested, you can keep yourself busy with a lot of different things, and you will indeed parallelly develop in many of them. Our society is telling us that we need to be experts, that we need to be laser focused on one thing and become experts in our field. And yes, that is indeed a shortcut or a shorter path to success. The paycheck is much higher for experts, but on the other hand, it's also quite volatile to be an expert in one field, because what if that one field becomes unimportant, then you don't have many other skills. Personally, I always really want to feel in my life like I'm resilient. Resiliency is one of my top priorities. I want to feel resilient in my body, but also resilient and adaptable wherever I go. I want to be able to be picked up and dropped into any state, any country, any situation, between any people, and I want to be able to adapt and to make the best of it. When you apply those systems where you cycle through your interests, you will be much slower but much broader in your reach. Therefore, you have to be patient and it will come all together at some point. For us multipotentialites, it's very important that we feel internally rich and satisfied with life. And this is, I think, the only way to do it. And I believe that if you go about it right, if you don't waste so many years like I did, pretending that you found your new thing and like forgetting about everything else, you can go about it really strategically and slowly build many streams of income. Number 5 is trust that it will all come together. I would like to give you an example from my life. I feel very internally fulfilled. I'm a freelancer and I work as a performer, as a dancer, and as a holistic health coach in an all-women's health club, which checks a lot of boxes of things I like to do. And now I make a YouTube channel, and I just want to give a lot of support and empathy and encouragement to everyone who feels really childlike in their spirit, who feels really curious and excited about a lot of things in this world. And even though society is not built in a way to really support us, there is definitely a way how to thrive. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe if you are curious what next video I will make. I don't know it myself either yet. And create, do things. You can just do things. Just do things.